NFL draft. We got back from the Senior Bowl 2 weeks ago now, and day one, I believe he stopped practicing after day one. But day one, there was a pretty big name that caught your attention. You turned that attention to me, and I paid attention as well. Dude was lighting up the field. Roschon Johnson, the backup running back for the University of Texas. He's Bijan Robinson's backup, who will likely go in the first round, possibly in like the top 15 picks. No, you're not feeling that? You don't think that he deserves to be?
No running back should ever be drafted that high. That is not a...
Roschon's going, or Bijan's going top 15. Easy. The guy's been generational talent since he's like 13 years old. He's the next Saquon, the next Zeke. Maybe he'll have a good career. Maybe they won't. It's a meaningless pick. Oh, it's not going to be in Pittsburgh. Thank God. Bijan's going to go first round. Interesting enough, Roschon Johnson is actually predicted, as of recently, to end up in Pittsburgh. According to NFL.com's Chad Reuter, the Steelers, in his latest mock draft, select Johnson out of Texas with their third round pick, 80th overall. Just to give a little bit of context here, they start off the draft with 17, Iowa defensive lineman Lucas Van Ness, which isn't a bad pick. Then they doubled down on defensive lineman with Baylor's Siaki Ika. Am I saying that name right?
I believe so.
And then they go their second pick in the second round with Anton Harrison, Oklahoma big man. He's a tackle. Derek actually mocked him to the Steelers during him and Nick's mock draft on Steelers Draft Talk. Not bad. Then you got Roschon Johnson there at the third round. Adds to a Najee Harris, Jaylen Warren, Anthony McFarland, running back room, Master Teague's in there as well. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I already know your answer, but is this a completely useless pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah. It's like, what are you going to do with maybe he's your third string running back, but you're going to use a third round pick on a third string running back? I don't know. Yeah. They're like, I know Roschon, like we liked Roschon. We liked watching him play.
Oh yeah.
The Steelers don't need him. They don't need him for the role that they would put him in.
Nope.
And it's way too high valuable a pick to be using on a position that you just plainly do not need.
Yep. And it's not like they will need it. Like there could be an argument of, oh, well, Jaylen Warren. Now Jaylen Warren's here for the next 2 years.
Right.
Like the Steelers have their backup running back. They're going to add a third. I don't know if this guy's ever watched a Pittsburgh Steelers game, but it's been a long time since a third string running back has stepped onto the field and played meaningful reps. It's been a long time before this season, before a backup running back stepped on a field and played meaningful reps in Pittsburgh. And you're going to tell me all of a sudden they're just going to be like, all right, Najee, you're going to just rush a third of the time and we're going to utilize these other two guys. It's not a Pittsburgh Steelers thing.
Right. Like, yeah, Najee, you're one of the best players on the team. You're one of the most talented guys that we have in this offense, but we want to cut down your carries even more. Like
Yes.
Like, why? I don't understand what the logic. I'm trying to think of, like, there's sometimes where there's an argument and you can disagree with that argument. I don't even know what the argument is here.
No, there is none. Let me ask this though, because I've seen a lot of. I think there's two really nonsense narratives out there about the Pittsburgh Steelers mock drafts right now. The first one is this one. I don't think it gets bigger than this one, but I'm going to ask anyways. What is worse, drafting a running back in the third round or double dipping on wide receivers? Because that's the other one, is everybody has the Steelers drafting like Jordan Addison or, Zay Flowers or whatever with their first 2 picks, and then going back in like the 4th round and getting another guy to play wide receiver when they have 75 wide receivers and they don't know what they have in Calvin Austin yet. But let's just add 2 more to the mix. What's a worse move for the Steelers offense?
I just like that one more. I don't think they should touch a receiver, I don't know, until like the 5th or 6th, right? Like they don't need a receiver. I think that's drafting multiple wide receivers is even worse. Like at most you're drafting one. You just, like you said, you have too many guys that you don't like. I don't know.
There's everybody under contract. Right. Everyone. The Steelers don't. Miles Boykin and Steven Sims are the only 2 guys who are not under contract. And both of them are going to cost about 17 cents to bring back to Pittsburgh. not a big deal. And if Boykin goes somewhere else, okay, then you go replace him. Good thing Calvin Austin is about to make his way back onto the field in 2023. That just, yeah, it's a bad one. I don't know. I at least with double dipping at wide receivers, like you could find a way to utilize them. Like, what are you ever going to do with Roschon Johnson? Whatever. What do you? He's going to go from Texas, where his highest rushing total. I have his stats here. We're loading, but they're here. His highest rushing attempt was his freshman season with 123. After that, it was 96 rushes in a season. You're going to go from literally a small portion of Texas's backfield to an even smaller portion of an NFL backfield in Pittsburgh. And you're going to be okay with that. And on top of that, like, you're going to like, what is it? Do people not believe in Jaylen Warren? I don't know. That one's bad to me. Like, that might be the worst mock I've seen. And it starts strong because I agree with double dipping at defensive lineman. I'm all about that life.
Yeah, I don't hate that, but like a 3rd round pick for someone who's barely even going to see the field is just not. That's just not smart use of your. Draft capital.
At that point, you're just like admitting defeat. You know, you're just like looking at it and you're just like, all right, well, you know, the Steelers. Let's look at the Steelers' past 3rd round draft picks in the past couple of years. It's like Kendrick Green was 2 years ago, or what? Yeah, it was 2 years ago. He's already done. Career is pretty much over. Who was last year's 3rd round draft pick? It went Kenny.
Was it Leal?
It was Leal. It was that's a promising one. Don't have a real spot for him, but you know, definitely promising. In years past, I mean, you got guys like Cam Sutton who've come out of the 3rd round. I mean, Dan Moore is a 4th rounder. Kevin Dotson Alex Highsmith is a 3rd rounder. You got names, you know.
There will be valuable guys there. Guys who will be more valuable to you than, again, your 3rd string running back.
Then your like 3rd string running back.
Best. Like that's the best case scenario. Is this guy is your 3rd string running back.
Yeah, like that's the craziest part about this is it's not like there is no ceiling. The ceiling is here. Like it's okay. Well, maybe you pass off Jaylen Warren. Okay, like cool. You got a backup running back in 3rd round that you already had and felt really confident in. But now you got a new one. So that's fun and exciting because the last one was obviously getting old, entering the 2nd year of his NFL career and making, let's see, $874,000 this season. That's how much Jaylen Warren is set to make. He's expected to take up 0.4% of the Steelers cap space. But let's add a 3rd round running back that's going to make $10 million for the next 4 years and take up way more money. It's just, that was bad. That might be the worst draft we've seen in a while.